At Fort Granite, the fastest runners were hailed as heroes. But the giant, slow-moving soldier who always finished last became everyone's joke. What they didn't know was that he wasn't trained for speed. He was a former mountain rescue operative built for carrying impossible weight. And when a helicopter crashed in the mountains, he walked alone for miles, with 2 wounded soldiers on his back. Fort Granite stood high in the Montana mountains, a place where cold winds tested every soldier, and where strength was measured by how fast you could run. Every morning, boots thundered across the dirt fields, racing toward one goal: be the first. And every morning, one man finished last. Private Owen Hale. Big shoulders, thick legs, slow pace. No matter how many races they ran, everyone knew the result. Owen finished last. Always. The mockery never stopped. Move it, Hale! Snails pass you! You got 2 engines in those legs or 2 bricks? Need a tractor to drag you? Owen never answered. He never glared. Never snapped back. He simply kept moving. Slow, steady, silent. What they didn't know was this. Owen had been part of a mountain rescue battalion long before joining Fort Granite. He wasn't trained for speed. He was trained for endurance, for carrying heavy loads across brutal terrain, for walking at high altitude with lives on his back. But he never said a word. During a routine drill, a frantic call burst through the radio. Helicopter down! 2 miles north! Multiple casualties! The unit sprinted up the ridge, adrenaline roaring through them. Except Owen, whose heavy steps followed behind, slow but never stopping. Mockery still flew. Hurry up, Hale! There'll be fossils before you get there. Someone put this man on wheels! But Owen kept moving. The helicopter lay cracked open, half-burned. 2 soldiers were badly injured, trapped under panels of twisted metal. They're too heavy, one soldier shouted. We can't move them without stretchers. They won't last until medics arrive. The fast runners, the strong ones, froze. Then Owen Hale appeared through the smoke. He walked straight to the injured soldiers, knelt beside them, and quietly evaluated the situation. Stop, one soldier warned. You can't lift them. Owen pulled on his gloves and said the first words anyone had heard from him in weeks. If you can't carry 2 men in the mountains, you're not a soldier. Before anyone could react, Owen lifted one soldier over his shoulder and strapped the second across his back, a combined weight of more than 160 pounds. And then he walked. Not running. Not stumbling. Just walking in the same slow, unstoppable rhythm. The lieutenant whispered in disbelief. That's mountain technique. This man was trained for this. For hours, Owen carried both men across brutal terrain, snow patches, steep slopes, rocky paths, never once losing pace. Slow, but unstoppable. A guard shouted. There's a man, carrying 2 soldiers. Everyone rushed to the entrance. It was Owen. Drenched in sweat, covered in mud, but steady as a pillar. How did you carry both? That's impossible. No human can do that. Owen simply set the men down gently and whispered. In the mountains, you leave no one behind. This time, not for a race. The commander stepped forward and addressed them. Yesterday, the fastest among you ran. But none of you carried a single life to safety. Owen Hale carried 2. Silence spread like a blanket. Hale is not slow, the commander continued. He is strong. Stronger than all of you combined. For the first time, soldiers clapped for Owen Hale. Not out of pity, but respect. Owen didn't smile. Didn't flex. Didn't brag. He simply stood there, quiet as always. Because for him, this wasn't performance. It was truth. Speed wins the first race. Strength wins the last. From that day on, no one called Owen slow. Because now they knew. Sometimes, the slowest man walks farther than all of them. After the day Private Owen Hale carried 2 wounded soldiers alone for miles, the entire atmosphere at Fort Granite shifted. But Owen didn't. He still woke before sunrise, tied his boots in silence, kept to himself, and vanished into the background like a mountain shadow. The base, however, buzzed with rumors. He carried 2 men alone. That's not human. Why didn't he tell anyone he was mountain rescue? He made the fastest guys on base look like amateurs. But Owen didn't care. To him, heroism wasn't something to boast about. It was just endurance, breath control, a steady pace. And he had done it all his life. General Brooks announced he would visit Fort Granite. Why? A major mountain operation was about to start, and Granite had terrible endurance scores in recent reports. If they failed the test, the entire unit could be shut down. The endurance test was brutal. 20 kilometers mountain ascent. 35 kilograms load carry. Cold weather resistance. Summit climb. Rescue simulation. Return march. Speed meant nothing here. Endurance was everything. It was a test built for someone like Owen Hale. But the unit didn't know that yet. Commander Harris gathered the troops. If we fail this test, Granite will shut down. Are you with me? The soldiers shouted. Yes. Only one man stayed silent. Owen. He just tightened his boots. The wind sliced across the ridges, clouds hanging low over the peaks. General Brooks watched with arms crossed. The runners sprinted ahead and burned out by the 10th kilometer. Owen stayed at the back, moving slow and steady like a glacier. Who's that giant in the back? The general asked. Will he even finish? Commander Harris smiled. General, he doesn't stop. Ever. Soldiers bent over, gasping, shaking. Owen walked past them as if carrying groceries. Is he human? The general muttered. Mountain rescue, Harris replied. He was built for this. A sudden blizzard. Needle-sharp snow. Visibility near zero. 2 soldiers collapsed. No medics can reach them, someone yelled. Commander Harris shouted. Can anyone carry them? Everyone looked around. Only one silhouette stepped forward. Owen. Without a word, he lifted both men, one over each shoulder, and marched through the storm. This is impossible, the general whispered. Harris simply said, No, General. This is Owen Hale, the summit of Grayback Peak. A place where even strong men broke. Most soldiers were exhausted, trembling, near collapse. But Owen? He climbed the same way he walked into the crash zone. Slow, steady, unbreakable. Harris murmured. That's not a man climbing. That's the mountain itself moving. The general finally asked. Who is this soldier? Harris handed him the file. Former mountain rescue. Carried 3 survivors through 14 miles at 12,000 feet. The general stared. Why did no one tell me this? Owen didn't, Harris said. He never does. Owen reached the summit first. Hours passed before anyone else arrived. The general addressed the unit. Today I learned that the fastest among you can sprint, but only the strongest among you can carry granite on their back. Then he turned to Owen. Private Hale, I want you to train my endurance instructors. Owen didn't smile, but his eyes softened. A silent acceptance. A ceremony was held that evening. General Brooks spoke. When suddenly the door opened. An old man entered. Bent back, weathered hands, wearing a faded mountain rescue jacket. He walked straight to Owen and held out a small medal. This belongs to you. Owen froze. I lost this in the avalanche. The old man shook his head. No, kid. I kept it. Because you weren't ready yet. A medal like this must be earned twice. It was the medal from Owen's most dangerous mission. The operation where he carried multiple survivors out of a deadly storm. You finished your second test today, the old man said. You don't run fast. You climb steady. And men like you reach the summit alone. The general stepped forward. From today on, no one calls Hale slow. He is the heart of Fort Granite. The soldiers erupted in applause. And Owen simply whispered, "Speed wins the first race. Strength wins the last." That night, Fort Granite crowned a new legend. A soldier who never needed speed to prove his worth. If this story moved you, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps us reach more people who need to hear these powerful tales. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to Veteran Phantom so you never miss the next story of courage, silence, and unexpected heroes. Thanks for watching, soldier. Stay sharp. Stay humble.